Spencer Mbadu. You are watching From the Cape with bass, hosted by Daniel Peterson.
Good day, everybody. We're here today with great bass player Spencer Mbadu. Spencer, can you tell us what your first musical experience was?
Hey, I grew up in a family where music was a number one thing, I would call it. Like my mom, she was the one who buy us records. Those I'm talking the time of 78 records, LPs, and 45s. My father was the only one who was a provider because my mom never worked. So we used to listen to music, home stuff and American stuff music. So it was just a mixed bag kind of a thing. Church, kind of music and, the Mahlatinis and, all that.
Interesting. Can you tell us why you chose to play the bass guitar?
Hey, that question is a bit difficult for me. But if I tell you the honest fact, I didn't choose to play bass. Bass chose me. No, actually, when I started playing in bands, I started playing a rhythm guitar. And then when the bass player left the band 2 days before the festival, then I was asked to sit in on the bass while they were looking for the band members, were looking for a bass player to replace this guy who just left. And after some time, I was, guys, I want to go back to my rhythm guitar. No, you stay there, you stay, you're doing well. That's how I got to play bass. So I'm still hanging in there till now.
Can you tell us, did you go for lessons or are you self-taught?
I'm a bit skeptical with the word self-taught because I come from people. Yeah, I'm a bit difficult with that. But I never had any music tuition. It came only when I was already playing professional. When I met the guys like Windsor, who was my cousin, he introduced me into reading music. He started teaching me how to read lines and spaces. Then I got interested in reading. Luckily, Winston Mankungu, 1979, opened up his own band called, he named it Siabuya. Then this is where I became a bass player of that band. Then I met guys like the late Russell Herman, Tony Sidras, Robbie Johnson, where some of these guys were first sight readers, Kada Khan. Then that's where the interest of learning to read, I got it from them. But I was only reading treble clef, not bass clef. I only got bass clef, to bass clef at the later stage.
Can you tell us about the artists and the albums? I know there's a lot of artists that you've worked with. Can you just tell us about a few of them and also the albums that you've worked on?
Yes, 1991, I was chosen to play with Abdullah Ibrahim, which we recorded an album called Mantra Mode. Then we went to London. We did a tour in London with Basil, the late Basil Manenbe-Kutsie. Also, Errol Dias was part of the band, and Robbie Johnson and Lulu Konsana. Most of all those guys are late. And I met so many, even American guys I recorded with, like Alex Foster, and some other guys. So many, up to the Nelson Mandela 4664. I was also a part of that with the band Queen from abroad. Yeah, and some local artists as well.
You earlier just told me about you and Bakiti Kumalo doing a song. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, 1981. I was held by Duke Makasi, who was leading a band, Spirits Rejoice. Sipo Kumede was their bass player, and Sipo decided to quit from the band. Him and saxophone player, Kaya Mahlangu. They opened up a band, Sakile. Then I had to replace Sipo. This is when now I met Bakiti in Johannesburg. Then so Bakiti once took me to his flat where he had two guitars, a fretless and a fretted bass. Then we started jamming, showing each other things. Around about early hours of the morning, a melody came. Then we were enjoying playing this, and we didn't. Then when we looked at the time, it was 6:15 a.m. in the morning, and we called that piece 6 a.m.
Wow, man. Tell me, the fretless. Have you always? Is that where the liking for the fretless started, or is it before that?
How I got to even have this fretless? It's funny because I used to say to my little ones, "Hey guys, I'd like to play African music, but use a fretless bass." So one day I was sitting home, and there came the late Eddie Joster. Eddie Joster, his talent comes from this house. Eddie Joster said, reminding me of my dream. Said, "Yeah, yes, Eddie, why?" He said, "Can you follow me to my car?" So we went out to the car, he opened up the boot, he took out the fretless and said, "Here's the fretless for you."
So Eddie Joster, the late Eddie Joster gave
The
you
late
that bass.
Eddie Joster. This was the late Eddie
Wow.
Joster's bass.
Wow. Wow.
This is my present from the late Eddie Joster's.
Can you tell us about the other gear that you have? Is it only this bass, or do you have more?
I lost the other one. Peter also blessed me with a 6-string bass. Mandla blessed me with a 5-string bass. But some of them I lost them. But because I have so too much of the young ones who wants to play, so they always take stuff from here, and some of them they don't bring them back. Like in such a way, like I haven't played bass for some time now. For more than a year, I'm just stuck on piano all the time.
Do you have any advice for young up-and-coming bass players and musicians?
The only advice I can give to the young and upcoming bass players, guys, bass is a pillar of the music. I intend that all bass players, including myself, we need to know about a caudal instrument, whether a guitar or a piano, to hear the sound of the chord, to be able to tell whether it's a minor or a major. Because at times we play one note at a time, just like saxophone players. We don't play full chords like on a piano or on a guitar. So it's a must for a bass player to learn a caudal instrument or to understand those kind of arguments, what's going on there. It's a must. It's not just about scales only. There's a lot that we need to learn. And also how to construct a bass line. Because somebody might come up with a song, like for instance, I once got a gig like that from this guy's Queen, 46664. They had the music, but they were looking for an African bass player who can give them an African flavor. So I didn't know their music, but because I deal with changes every day. Bebop is another thing. Bebop we have to learn because that's where all the changes are on bebop. So luckily, because I have a little bit of knowledge of bebop and other stuff, it was easy for me to relate to the music. Then I started creating some bass lines for the music.
Brother Spencer, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for making time for me, and Godspeed on your journey. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Daniel.
Thank you.
I want us to play something one day.
Me and you?
Yeah, one day, not today, maybe one day.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
For the welcome, and thank you. Thank you so much for liking and sharing this video with your family and friends. Please follow Cape Wood Base on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Thank you so much. God bless you.